Hello and welcome back to my movement channel, Movement with Liz. My name is Liz and today we're going to do a yin yoga practice focusing on the stomach and spleen lines. So it's going to be a short practice. At the beginning, we're going to do some acupressure on 3 points along the stomach line. So these are just something simple that you can do for yourself at home and slowly start to learn where these points are in the body, and you can give yourself self-treatment with acupressure. So the first point that we're going to do is stomach 36. So we are going to do both sides, so just pick one side to begin with. So stomach 36, it's along the anterior side of the tibia, along the tibialis anterior muscle, and a really easy way to find it is to get your hand, place the center of the palm over your kneecap, and then where your index finger naturally drops, it'll be on the, you want it to be on the outside of the very thick bone, your shin bone, down the center of the leg there. Where it naturally drops is generally where the trigger point will be, or where the acupressure point will be for stomach 36. And you may be able to feel that it may feel a little bit tender, or it may just feel a little bit different to other areas that you would touch along the muscle. So finding that point yourself, so getting the center of the palm, placing it over the top of the kneecap, and then letting the index finger naturally find that position. And you can either use the index finger, you can grab the middle finger as well, and just gently start to massage in that spot. Use the thumb. While you're doing this, making sure that you're breathing nice and smoothly. Make little circles or move up and down. You don't need to go too hard. It can also be helpful if there's any kind of knee pain as well, or if you've got shin splints. So we're going to do all three on one side first, and then we'll move to the other side. So the next point that we're going to do is stomach 40, which is if you have your shin bone from the knee, below the kneecap, down towards the ankle. We're looking at halfway along and 2 finger widths out from the shin bone, from the tibia. So again, find halfway down, 2 finger widths out, and that will be where stomach 40 is. Again, you may kind of be able to feel that it feels different to other spots. So this spot here is also apparently really good if you have any kind of shoulder issues, frozen shoulder. I don't know why, but apparently it works very well, either needling this or doing the acupressure yourself, or getting someone else to do it for you. Just breathing through it, not holding the breath. And then we'll make our way down to stomach 41, which is between the 2 tendons right on top of the ankle. You should sort of feel there's a little bit of a divot there. So if you can see where my foot is, just where my index finger is there, and then just gently massaging in through that area. So again, you can get the thumb, you can kind of gently massage up and down. We can get some circular motions going. hold some pressure down gently for a little while. Take a few deep breaths, release it, go again. And we'll do all of that on the other side. You may find one side feels quite different to the other. So finding stomach 36, palm comes on top of the kneecap, index finger where it naturally drops. So just feel around. It might be a little bit further down, it might be a tiny little bit further up. You generally can feel the difference with these spots from the other areas of the muscle. If you were to go down a little bit lower, it might kind of feel like not much at all. But once you kind of found that spot, there's generally some form of sensation there that it feels different to the other areas. Some gentle pressure around, up and down. Don't know if you can hear Aria, my dog, or one of my dogs, snoring there in the background. She can be the soundtrack to it. And then moving down to stomach 40. So finding that halfway point down the shin bone and then 2 finger widths out. And again, you're gonna kind of be able to feel the difference there in the muscle tissue. A little bit spicier, this one. So it just depends on what's going on in your body, what's going on in your system as well, as to how some of these will feel for you. And then moving down to stomach 41, so between those 2 big tendons there, some gentle pressure down using the thumb or the index and middle finger. You'll notice that I do have a bolster which will be required for one of the shapes, or maybe even all of the shapes if needed. If you don't have a bolster, either using couch cushions or pillows or folded up blankets. And just gently start to let that go. So if you do need to grab some extra support, go and grab that now. And we're going to come into our first shape, which is Sphinx. So I'll just show you how to use the bolster or some other form of support if you do need it. So it can be really nice to actually lay kind of the lower or the rib cage area onto the bolster and bringing the arms out. And it just takes that little bit of extra tension and pressure out of the lower back. And it's always a personal thing with this shape as to if that's a good thing for you, if you're able to maintain that. If there's any kind of risky type feelings and it doesn't feel good, please don't hold into that. If it feels okay though for you, which I'm going to be doing it without the bolster today, please feel free to go there. So coming on down, line the elbows up underneath your shoulders. Just let the hands relax down onto the ground. Press into the forearms, lift the chest, and just check in that your shoulders are down and that you can move your head without any kind of jammed up or icky type feeling through the neck. If you need to, you can bring the arms a little bit further out in front. And again, that will just allow that little bit of extra pressure to come out of the lower back. So all of these shapes, it's a really personal thing It just depends on what's going on in your body as to where you need to go. That's why Yin's such a great practice. We can learn to honor the body wherever it's at. So once you've found that position, making sure that you're lifted up through the upper body, slight little tuck of the chin. You can even give the glute muscles or the butt muscles a little squeeze. You can let them relax. Just play around with what feels good in your body. I'm not going to say too much as we hold. And close the eyes down. Connect into your breath. Breathing nice and smoothly. Just letting the body sink down into the mat. Keep coming back to the breath. Exploring the sensations that you can feel in the body. Might even hear the stomach starting to rumble like mine is. If you'd like to take this a little bit deeper, you'll spend just a few moments coming up into seal. Palms can come out a little bit wider. Press down into the palms, lifting through the upper body. Again, shoulders are down. Breathing nice and smoothly. It's not about pushing yourself too far. We're working with our body. If there's any kind of uncomfortable, risky type pain, pinching, grabbing, back out a little. take 5 more breaths. Once you've taken those 5 breaths, wherever you are, slowly start to lower your whole body down to the mat. Take any kind of movement that you need. It might feel nice just to lay flat. You can bend the knees, little windshield wiper from side to side. It may feel nice to completely reverse that curve through the spine, pressing up, pressing the hips into a child's pose, maybe even a downward facing dog. And our next move, our next shape is child's pose. So option is to have the knees together. You can fold the upper body forward, reach the arms out if that feels okay for the shoulders, or rest the forehead down to the fist. Second option is to have the knees wide. Great opportunity here to use the bolster or some kind of support. You can lay the body down to the bolster, turn the head to one side, resting, or even remove the bolster and lay completely flat, or as flat as you can, down to the ground. So finding that position that you can relax as much as you can. And if you've got the head to one side, I'll let you know when to turn the head to the other side. And again, just finding a nice smooth rhythm of breath. Using the breath every time you breathe out, relax just that little bit more. Staying focused on your body and what you can feel. Just turning the head to the other side if you had the head turned. Take 5 more breaths. Very slowly start to press yourself up and out of the shape. Again, take any kind of movement that you need. Might be nice just to sit in stillness for a moment. We have one more shape, or 2 more shapes if you include our resting pose. Next shape is going to be saddle. So this one can be quite intense for some. Option, it's really nice to have a bolster or some kind of cushioning behind you. You can go one leg at a time. So ultimately we want to be sitting with our hips between our feet. Otherwise, one leg out, one knee bent. You can stay seated up like this, or start to roll the spine back. Again, you can come down maybe this far, come down to the elbows, or laying all the way back. We're looking for a nice stretch or a line of tension down the front of our thigh. So we're going to go both legs, and I'll let you know if you have got just one leg going at a time. So we want to be able to relax as much as we can. Might sound a little bit silly coming into a shape like this that can be so intense. This is why we don't go too far. We're not pushing our body to its limit. We're looking for a line of pull, some sensation. We relax into that. Any kind of risky pain, we come out. It's our sign that we've gone too far. You can't breathe smoothly, you've gone too far. Finding that smooth rhythm of breath, and then focusing on what's happening in your body, where you feel the shape, how that feels. If you have one leg out, slowly coming up, changing sides. Checking in with your body. Is there any area that you can let relax more? It might be the fingers, shoulders, jaw, tongue, muscles around the eyes. Take 5 more breaths. Very slowly start to make your way out of the shapes, gently pressing yourself back up. Just remove the support from the mat. Move it out of the way. May even need it for our resting pose though. Whew. So take any kind of movement that you need. I'm going to lay back onto my back, hug the knees in towards my chest. When you're ready, making your way down to your back, coming into our resting position. It might be nice to place the bolster or cushioning underneath your knees. You might need to grab a jacket or some socks. Just making sure that you're relaxed, that you're warm, you've got some space. Just let your body sink down into the mat. Just go wherever you need to go. Don't need to focus on the breathing anymore. That will happen naturally. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. And slowly start to move the body, wriggle the fingers, wriggle the toes. Maybe take a big stretch. And when you're ready, making your way up into a seated position. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. Learning a few more of the acupressure points. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.